Becoming a star in Hollywood is a dream many people around the world grow up having. To have the opportunity to make timeless films where your name will be remembered forever is very hard to resist. You receive adulation and at times recognition in the form of awards for your hard work. Starting off as a child actor is a great way to get your name out there early and allow you to improve on your craft as you grow older. However, there is one major downside to this method, and it'll be explored on today's topic. Today, I'll be looking at one of the greatest actresses to ever grace the silver screen, Judy Garland. Beginning her career at an early age, Judy not only showed amazing natural talent, she also became one of the first major examples of the dangers of child acting. Before we begin, I want to remind everyone to please like, share, and subscribe. I'm Big Rob, and this is a look into the life and career of Judy Garland. Enjoy. During the early years of Hollywood, one of the most profitable ways a studio made money was by featuring stories starring child actors. They were adorable, funny, and in some cases very talented. The Our Gang series, and Shirley Temple are some of the most famous examples that come to mind. Over at Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, the developing of stars applied to actors of all ages. In the case of their child stars, Judy Garland stood out as a bright shining star in a studio known to show more stars than there are in heaven. Born Frances Ethel Gum on June 10, 1922, Judy would discover her talent very early in life. Born to vaudevillian performers, Judy made her debut at the age of 2.5 alongside her sisters, Mary Jane, Susie Suzanne Gum, and Dorothy Virginia Jimmy Gum, singing a chorus of Jingle Bells on stage at her father's movie theater. Her gift at singing was quickly utilized for the next few years until the family moved from Grand Rapids, Michigan to Lancaster, California. Following her high school graduation, Judy and her sisters enrolled into a dance school in 1928 and subsequently made their film debut in 1929 in a short subject called The Big Review. They performed a song and dance number called That's the Good Old Sunny South. This would be followed by 2 Vodafone shorts in 1930. The first of these shorts, A Holiday in Storyland, would feature Judy Garland's first solo performance. The second short was entitled The Wedding of Jack and Jill. In 1935, however, Judy Garland's life would change forever. She and her sisters performed in an MGM Technicolor short called La Fiesta de Santa Barbara. This would be Judy's last performance with her sisters as a group, for she was signed to a studio contract by Louis B. Mayer that same year. Judy Garland's signing occurred at a particular time in her life. She was 13 years old, which was older than a normal child star, but was still too young to take on adult roles. For many months, the studio had no idea what to do with her. Another issue at the studio pertained to her physical appearance, which to any casual onlooker would appear beautiful, very much like the girl next door. However, she was attending school with the likes of Ava Gardner, Elizabeth Taylor, and Lana Turner, who were considered by the studio executives as real beauties. Louis B. Mayer even considered Judy his little hunchback. Already self-conscious about her appearance, Judy began an emotional turmoil that would plague her for the rest of her life. One thing I must note is that in my research for this video, I discovered an article that told of a 14-year-old Judy Garland being seduced by acting legend Spencer Tracy, which would go on for 3 years. Apparently, everyone at MGM knew of this affair, but because of the PR nightmare that would have undoubtedly brought the studio down, MGM made sure the public never knew. Judy Garland's big break came in 1937 in the film The Broadway Melody of 1938, where she performed You Made Me Love You, I Didn't Want to Do It. However, in the film, Judy sings the song to a photo of Clark Gable. This was all due to Judy singing the song to the man himself at a birthday event the studio held for Gable. It went over so well that Mayer decided to have her sing it on film. This began Judy's quick rise to fame, with leading roles in such films as Thoroughbreds Don't Cry, which would be her first on-screen appearance with Mickey Rooney, someone she would grow very close to over the years. She also appeared in the films Everybody Sing, Love Finds Andy Hardy, and Listen Darling. However, 1939 would see Judy Garland in her most famous role, one that is still remembered today by millions. In 1939, Judy starred in The Wizard of Oz, based on the novel The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, written in 1900 by L. Frank Baum. The production itself saw new techniques being tried to bring out the fantasy and wonder of Oz.
Toto, I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
Judy starred as Dorothy, a young girl from Kansas who gets transported to a faraway land, or as Dorothy says it, over the rainbow. The song of the same name became the most famous of her career. She even performed Over the Rainbow at Grand Central Station in New York City. What's crazy about this movie is what the studio did to make Judy look younger than she actually was, which at the time was 16. According to her friend, actor Jackie Cooper, Judy was made to wear a bow beneath her outfit to hide the fact that her body was rather mature for Dorothy. Her performance in the film awarded Judy the Academy Juvenile Award, which was an award given to child actors for exemplary work in films. Since this video is also a dedication to Judy Garland, I want everyone to see the kind of talent she truly had by showing a clip of The Wizard of Oz with Judy singing her most famous song, Over the Rainbow. Enjoy.
Now, Dorothy, dear, stop imagining things. You always get yourself into a fret over nothing. Now, you just help us out today and find yourself a place where you won't get into any trouble.
Some place where there isn't any trouble. Do you suppose there is such a place, Toto? There must be. It's not a place you can get to by a boat or a train. It's far, far away. Behind the moon, beyond the rain.
Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby. You dare to dream really do come true. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where fly beyond the rainbow. Why, oh, why can't I?
The late 1930s and early 1940s saw Judy star in some very memorable films, such as Babes in Arms, Strike Up the Band, Babes on Broadway, and Girl Crazy. What these movies have in common is that they star one of Judy's closest friends, Mickey Rooney. Mickey was always described as a happy-go-lucky kind of guy. He was also an amazing talent who was the only other child actor at the time who could rival Judy Garland. The 4 films I just mentioned were their most famous movies together. What's very interesting to note is how Mickey Rooney described his relationship with Judy later on in his life. In his own words, he says, and I quote, "Judy and I were so close, we could have come from the same womb. We weren't like brothers or sisters, but there was no love affair there. There was more than a love affair. It's very, very difficult to explain the depths of our love for each other. It was so special. It was a forever love. Judy, as we speak, has not passed away. She's always with me in every heartbeat of my body," end quote. This to me is very important because I have to wonder if Mickey Rooney and Judy Garland had gotten married, would she have encountered the problems she would have faced later on in her life? She very well may have, given her hectic schedule, but it is something to think about. Judy would eventually end up marrying director Vincent Minnelli after he directed her in the 1944 film Meet Me in St. Louis. The film was one of MGM's biggest hits during World War II. She gave birth to a daughter named Liza, who would grow up to have great success in her own right. During the filming of her 1948 film The Pirate, Judy had a nervous breakdown and even attempted suicide. She was able to get through filming, however, but the film failed to make a profit. While filming Easter Parade, she began taking prescription medication and started to abuse alcohol. While Easter Parade became one of her biggest hits, her personal problems only seemed to get worse. Things came to a head in 1950, when she was fired from her role as Annie Oakley in Annie, Get Your Gun, when she began to clash with director Busby Berkeley. She was then cast in Royal Wedding, but was still suffering from depression, which played a part in her missing or showing up late to rehearsals. It was during this time that she attempted suicide once again. Years later, when describing the event, she said, and I quote, "I wanted to black out the future as well as the past. I wanted to hurt myself and everyone who had hurt me," end quote. In the end, Judy Garland and MGM parted ways after 15 years. After divorcing Vincent Minnelli, Judy attempted a comeback which first saw her become successful on stage in Britain, Ireland, and Manhattan. For her hard work, she was presented with a special Tony Award for her contributions to the revival of vaudeville. Her comeback in films came in 1954 with A Star is Born, released by Warner Brothers. While things started off very well, Judy began to feel similar issues to those she felt at the end of her MGM run, which saw her clash with Jack Warner. However, she not only made it through to the end of production, A Star is Born received both critical and popular acclaim. Due to its high production costs, however, the film could not turn a profit, but Judy did receive an Academy Award nomination for her work. Judy Garland continued to work and perform until her death on June 22, 1969, at the age of 47. To this day, she is seen as one of the most tragic stars of the studio system. Forced to work from an early age with no free will of her own, Judy is a reminder of the consequences of early childhood fame. It's such a shame considering how incredibly talented she was. No matter what her personal problems were, she will always be a true legend in the entertainment industry. However, she's not only an icon to entertainers, she's also an icon to the LGBTQ community. She's admired in this community not only for her acting ability, but for her work as a human rights activist. As a progressive Democrat, Judy contributed to many different causes, most notably the civil rights movement. Bob Smith, who was an openly gay comedian, once made a comparison between Judy Garland and Elvis Presley, in which he said, and I quote, "Elvis had a drinking problem. Judy could drink Elvis under the table. Elvis gained more weight. Judy lost more weight. Elvis was addicted to painkillers. No pill could stop Judy's pain," End quote. What I want everyone who watches this video to take from this is that Judy Garland, despite her personal demons, was a very warm and vibrant person to so many that knew her. From June Allison to Gene Kelly, so many people had nothing but beautiful things to say about this woman. So, to properly conclude this video, I want to show you another of her famous songs called Good Morning that she performed with Mickey Rooney in Babes in Arms. Enjoy.
Good morning, good morning. We've danced the whole night through. Good morning to you. Good morning, good morning. It's great to stay up late. Good morning to you. When the band began to play, the stars were shining bright. Now the milkman's on his way. It's too late to say good night. So good morning, good morning. Sunbeams will soon smile through. Good morning, my darling, to you.
Here we are together, a couple of stay-uppers. Our day is done at breakfast time. It starts it with our suppers. Here we are together, but the best of friends must party. So let me sing this parting song from the bottom of my hearty. Good morning.
It's a lovely morning.
Good morning.
What a wonderful day. We danced the whole night through. Good morning to you. How do you do?
I said good morning.
See, the sun is shining.
Good morning.
Hear the birdies sing. It's great to stay up late. Good morning to you.
When the band began to play, the stars were shining bright. Now the milkman's on his way. It's too late to say good night.
Good morning. Sunbeams will soon smile through. Good morning.
Sell it, Ma, sell it.
Good morning, my darling, to you.
I hope everyone enjoyed this tribute to Judy Garland. Please like, share, and subscribe for more videos just like this. My partner Joe and I really enjoy making these videos for you, and we want to see them succeed. Thank you again for watching, and we'll see you all again in the future.